Today we're going to look at Magic the Gathering creatures that dig for value. You know, we need that. We need to find that value. We're going to find them nuggets of gold. I'm going to start off with Deeproot Wayfinder, the inspiration for today's show. It's a 2-mana 2/3 Merfolk Scout. Now, when it deals damage, combat damage to a player or a battle, I don't know how often we're going to be hitting the battles around here, I get to surveil 1. And then you may return a land card from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. And the main purpose of this show, any creature that digs through the deck, looks at cards, surveil cards, exiles cards, is all going to qualify. And by the way, it's a 2/3 creature, which is not too bad whatsoever. Okay, let's take a look at. It's got to be creatures. Mulch, I don't think is a creature, in my opinion. Did I say? I said creatures. Like, look at the title of the show. It's a creature show, for crying out loud. Golgari Grave. Well, you're.
No, God, please, no.
You know, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Okay, 5 mana. I'm not even gonna read the whole thing. It's a dredge 6. If you would draw a card, you may mill 6 cards instead. If you do, return this card from your graveyard to your hand. Now, it's not like it digs for value into your hand, but it digs for value into the graveyard, which, of course, the dredge decks so desperately want. So what we got? We're bringing some lame suggestion. We have Thassa's Oracle. Now, truth be told, this can be... I don't think people even know what this card does. For the most part, if I asked a single person to tell me what Thassa's Oracle actually does, they'd have no idea. Most people just think if you have no cards left in your deck, you win the game. That's basically all you do with Thassa's Oracle. No, actually, when it enters the battlefield, look at the top X cards of your library, where X is your devotion to blue. So if your devotion to blue is like 10, you can look at the top 10 cards of your library, put up to one of them on top of your library, and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. So if you're playing with this fairly, it actually does dig for value. I actually thought Thassa's Oracle was an amazing merfolk. I mean, in a fair manner, except it was a 1-power creature, which actually made it straight up useless. Next up, let's go with Abzo with Atla Palani for the creature slot. Atla Palani. There we go. Okay, we got 4 mana, 2/3 human shaman for 2 mana. We can make a tapping. We make a 0/1 egg creature. It's with token with defender. Whenever an egg you control dies, reveal the top card of your library until you reveal a creature card. And then put that card onto the battlefield and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. What the heck? This is like polymorph. This is crazy. I think this, I'm not going to say the card is busted, but I mean, you're like guaranteed amazing value. Put the damn thing right onto the battlefield. Okay, we have Mason with Kinnan Bonder Prodigy. I think I'm going to give priority to people who are very creative and original. Okay, this is a 2-mana 2/2. Whenever you tap a non-land permanent for mana, add 1 mana of any color that it could produce. 7 mana, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You can put a non-human creature card from among them onto the battlefield. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. What are you going to put into play? You're going to put in Angels. You're going to put in Eldrazi. I think if you have infinite mana for this thing, you might want to put in some Eldrazi. Okay, next up, let's take a look at Mir Kinsmith. Never heard of it. Love it. It's a 4 mana 3/1. When it enters the battlefield, you can search your library for a mirror card, reveal it, and put it into your hand, then shuffle. Wow, they did the mirrors dirty. This just came out. This is a great card. And you get to put in your hand. Why is it 4 mana? Are the mirrors dangerous, people? Are they on the most wanted list? I don't think so. 4 mana for a mirror, I think, is very expensive. Unless Wizards is preparing for some incredibly busted mirrors coming up. Like, isn't the going rate for a tutor sort of around, what's it called? Sort of around 3 mana? I think like Goblin Matron-like. I mean, it's a 3/1, big deal. I think 3/1, 3 mana, go tutor the damn thing it's still worth it. Okay, Next up, let's take... Oh, we have a super chat. We got from Dangerous One. Thanks so much, Dangerous One. Yisan, the Wandering Bard. These are, like, so valuable. These are, like, cheating. They put the creatures right on the battlefield. Okay, 3 mana, tap. Put a verse counter on Yisan, the Wanderer Bard. Search your library for a creature card with mana value equal to the number of verse counters on Yisan and put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle to directly into play. Ooh, I like this one. Urza. You never know what you're going to get with Urza. From Lewis. Hi, Lord Artificer. At least if you're playing with it fairly. You have infinite mana? Not so fair. 4 mana for a 1/4. ETB, you get a construct. You can tap any artifact, you get a blue, but pay 5 mana. Shuffle that library. I hope you like shuffling decks. Exile the top card of your library, and until end of turn, you may play that card without paying its mana cost. You know, I built an Urza deck once with counter spells, and I like revealed a counter spell, and I'm like, wow, this was a design fail. Yeah, that the counter spells and Urza deck, they don't go together. Okay, let's get Clarinet Guy, the Wanderer, Wandering Wayfarer. Does that the one want? Let's look up Wayfarer. Oops, I didn't spell Wayfarer right. I still didn't spell Wayfarer right. The Wandering, maybe the Weathered Wayfarer? I think the Weathered Wayfarer. I saved you. What? White 1/1. Human Noble Cleric. Pay a white. Tap. Search your library for a land card. Reveal it. Put it into your hand. Then shuffle. Activate only if an opponent controls more lands than you. So far, everything is a tutor, which I mean is not illegal. I'm not going to disqualify it, but everything's a tutor. It goes beyond tutors, people. There's a lot. People are looking for those niche cards that dig through their deck, you know. This is BS. Will Anderson is like, the only real answer to this is Balustrade Spy. That you're totally wrong. No one uses this card for that reason. 4 mana for a 2/3 flyer. When it enters the battlefield, target player reveals cards from the top of their library until they reveal a land card, then puts those cards into their graveyard. I mean, I guess you're right. So this is a way of like just putting a bunch of target player. I have a feeling this originally was supposed to target the opponent. This is a mill card. But these days you target yourself and you have no lands in your deck. How you get the Balustrade Spy without no lands in your deck? That's a mystery that's a mystery to be solved on another day. But yeah, you dump your whole deck into your graveyard. It is a lot of value. Don't get me wrong. It's a lot of value. Okay, let's look at Kano. Let's look at Demon Lord Belzenlock, because I've never heard of it. 6 mana for a 6/6 flying trample, Elder Demon. Oh, maybe I have heard of it. Enters the battlefield to exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land card. Then put that card into your hand. Then if the card's mana value is 4 or greater, repeat this process. Demon Lord Belzenlock, it deals 1 damage to you for each card put into your hand this way. But that is hey, no pain, no gain. Love this card. Also very on theme for the show, in my opinion. John, thanks so much for your super chat. The Thunderous debut. Eight mana. Some pretty wild picture. Sorcery with Bargain. You can sack an artifact, enchantment, or token as you cast the spell. Look at the top. 20 cards? What is this, Super Brainstorm? Okay, look at the top 20 cards. You may reveal up to 2 creature cards from among them. If this spell was bargained, put the revealed cards onto the battlefield. Otherwise, put the revealed cards into your hand. What is going on here? For 6. Also, the bargaining is so little. You may reveal up to 2 creature cards. So it's basically like in what's it called? Tooth and Nail? Is this just a modern day Tooth and Nail? I think. Okay. I am banning direct tutors. Direct tutors are banned from this show because they're all common. Everyone knows them. I'm banning direct tutors. It's got to be a little looser than that. It can be. It's got to be It can be Golos like. That's fine with me. Golos, who did nothing wrong. Top 3 for free. 5 mana for 3/5. Enters the battlefield. You can search your library for a land. Oh no, this is also a tutor. Oh no, but you got the second ability. We got the second ability. Second ability is good. Wooburg, 2 mana. Exile the top 3 cards of your library. You may play them this turn without paying their mana costs. That's value. It also has oh wait a minute, this last one wasn't even a creature. Damn it. What a show this is. We're off to a great start, Coffee Crew. Absolute banger start. Was that a super chat? I can't remember. Okay, let's move on. Let's get a Blackbird with Orik. Great for return from the Grieve decks. Orik Lore Mage. 4 mana for a 3/3. Search your library for a card. Put it into your graveyard, then shuffle. If it's an instant or sorcery card, put a +1/+1 counter on Orik Lore Mage. It's a little bit better than the it's a little bit better than the other tutors that put them directly into hand. It was yours. Yours was the suggest. Yours was the super suggestion. Well, you give me another one. You can have another shot at it. Okay, I like this one. Courser of Crucifix. Courser of Crucifix. From Christopher B. 3 mana for a 2/4. You got to play with the top card of your library revealed. And you may play land cards from the top of your library. So you play, basically, if there's a land on top of your deck, it's like you got an extra card. Also, when a land enters the battlefield under your control, you're gonna gain a life. Gaining a life is great. What is Goblin Charbelcher has nothing to do with this. Does it put it into your hand? Goblin Charbelcher. So hold on. Does Charbelcher put the land in your hand? Until you reveal a land card, deals damage equal to the number of non-land cards revealed this way. If the revealed land was a mountain, deals double the damage. Put the revealed cards on the bottom of your library in anywhere. It actually does not actually dig for value. I have to disqualify that one, T. Corellis. So we're going to donate that one. Let's donate to Gavin, Magus of the Order. Oh yeah, Belcher is not even a creature. How am I missing this? Okay, Magus of the Order. The 4 mana 3/3. Green tap. Sacrifice Magus of the Order, another green creature. Search your library for a green creature card. This is against the spirit of the. Hold on. I gotta change this. Okay, we're gonna edit the show. No tutors. Dig through the deck for value. This is not value. This is direct tutoring into play. No tutors. There we go. No tutors. Now we've got that out of the way. Okay, let's go with Islarf here. Maya. The Magnificent. Maya the Magnificent. Sorry, it's Myra. No, it's not Myra. Myra the... Why didn't I look it up? Okay. 4 mana for a 2/4. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell from your hand, open an attraction. Pay X, tap. Exile target instant or sorcery card with mana value X from your graveyard and choose an attraction you control that doesn't have a midway counter. Put a midway counter on it. Whenever you visit that attraction, copy the exiled card. You may cast the copy without paying its mana cost. This has nothing to do with your deck! What is going... Oh, digging through... Oh, is the attraction deck a deck? Digging through the attraction deck? Okay, I mean, honestly, I don't know what an attraction deck is. It sounds like some sort of alternate universe Yu-Gi-Oh deck. But I'm just gonna have to trust you on that one. No, Harbingers don't count. Whatever happened to, like, surveilling and brainstorming and pondering and scrying? What happened to those cards? They don't exist? Okay, let's look at David's Riptide Spell Shaper. Riptide... I don't know if this card exists. Riptide spell. Riptide. Oh, just shapeshifter. Sorry. I think like most of the cards have been disqualified so far today. What a show. 5 mana for a 3/3. 4 mana, sack it. Choose a creature type. Reveal cards on the top of your library until you reveal a creature card of that type. Put that card into play and shuffle the rest into your library. Good enough! I will take it. And it's slightly random. Let's get... Okay, hold on. We got Goblin Charbelcher. Okay, J-Hogue! Coiling Oracle. Isn't that a tutor? I can't remember what Coiling Oracle does. It's been a while. 2 mana, 1/1. Enters the battlefield. Reveal the top card of your library. If it's a land, put it onto the battlefield. Otherwise, put that card into your hand. This is the... Finally. All I can say, this is like really, really close to like what I'm trying to get at with this show. Very close. Nightmare Incarnation with Fairy Dream Thief. I guess we need a separate show for creature tutors. I don't know if we've done one. Creatures that are basically tutors. Okay, Fairy Dream Thief, black 1/1, enters the battlefield, surveil 1. Thank God. And also for 3 mana, exile it from your graveyard. You draw a card and you lose 1 life. We actually get double the value off of this type of card. Okay, next up we got Steve Cooper with the Arthur Marigold Knight. Okay, 5 mana for a 4/5 Mouse Knight with haste. Whenever Arthur and at least one other creature attack, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may put a creature card from among them onto the battlefield, tapped and attacking. Oh my God, it's another Winota. Whenever the rest, put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Return that creature to its owner's hand at end of combat. What's up with these Winota cards? They're evil and vile. At least this one's 5 mana. But it has haste. You get to use it immediately. Next up, let's take... I have no idea who's got a card and who hasn't yet. Okay, let's take Vile Entomber from Big Bone Records. Vile Entomber? Let me guess, it's a creature that entombs things into the graveyard. 4 mana, 2/2. It's got Death Touch. And when it enters the battlefield, search your library for a card and you put it directly into the graveyard. And you can shuffle. That is very expensive for an entomb, though. Couldn't it be like 3 mana? Where did this come from? Well, wow, this is a Foundations card? This came from Modern Horizons 2! They put a Modern Horizons 2 card in Foundations. That's wild. I mean, honestly, I think it sucks, but still, that's weird. Well, that's power creep, people. How many Modern Horizons 2 cards made it to Foundations? Okay, next up, let's take a look at Meme Brulee's Opposition Agent. Dig through their library. You're not wrong. This is, Opposition Agent. How does it work, though? Okay, 3 mana, 3/2, flash. You control their libraries when they're searching them. While an opponent is searching their library, they exile each card they find. You may play those cards for as long as they remain exiled, and you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast them. Technically, no. Search the deck. Okay, well, honestly, I didn't say which deck. You have to search for value. So I guess this one slips through the cracks. It was a deck. Okay, John says, my super chat was disqualified. Please do Owlbear. Owlbear Cub? Really? It does not tutor? Also, it's a bear. 3 mana for a 3/3. It's got Mama's Coming. Well, who told them that? Whenever Owlbear Cub attacks a player who controls 8 or more lands, look at the top 8 cards of your library. You may put a creature card from among them onto the battlefield tapped and attacking that player. It should have said, like, only bears. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Why is the bear combined with a bird a 3/3 creature? It's literally bigger than a regular 100% bear. I can't imagine merging a bear with a bird makes it bigger or stronger or more give it any more utility. It's not like it's gonna fly away. I mean, it's penguin weight as far as I'm concerned. Kano with the 10th Doctor. Okay, we got 5 mana for a 3/5. Alans! Why? I definitely butchered that. Whenever you attack, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land card. Put 3 time counters on it, and if it doesn't have suspend, it gains suspend. And it's got timey-wimey. 7 mana, time travel 3 times. Ugh, I wish I had some sort of alien sound effect here. Activate only as a sorcery. Owl bears are a D&D creature. Also, owls are predator birds. No, but still, like, owl plus bear? No, I don't buy it. I don't buy it. Dangerous one. Thanks so much for your super chat. Defendant of Soramero. Divining top at home. Yeah, but it's on a creature. 4 mana for a 2/3. Pay 2. Look at the top X cards of your library, where X is the number of cards in your hand. Then put them back in any order. See, this now the show is getting fun. These are all a bunch of original looking cards. All card draw at home. Alan with Arc Ghoul of Thraben for your zombie value. 3 mana for a 3/2 zombie cleric. When it or another zombie you control dies, look at the top card of your library. Now, if it's a zombie card, you may reveal it and put it into your hand. Now, if you don't put the card into your hand, you may put it into your graveyard. So one way or another, you're basically drawing the card. You may reveal it. Well, you do have to reveal it, though. So if it's a non-zombie, it goes in the graveyard. If it's a zombie, it goes in your hand. Which actually sort of works against you, right? Because you sort of want the zombie. You probably want... I think you want the zombie in the graveyard. Loot! Is that a really card? The MVP of last night's Commander deck? This guy? This is the only... how many loot cards are there? Is there actually literally a card that's just loot? There is not a single... Oh, this... One of these. You gotta be more specific. You may play additional lands. Okay, I guess it's this one. 3 mana for a 1/2 with ward. At the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top X cards of your library, where X is the number of card types among other non-land perms you control. You may play those cards this turn. That is insane. X is the number of card types among other non-land permanents you control. Oh, but you have to pay for it. You know, it's this case, so you got your Amazon recommendations, but you still got to pay Amazon still at the end of the day. Dinglebag does Telemin performance count. It's no, it's not a creature. Thank you for asking. Mason with Duskwatch Recruiter. Used to be an infinite mana combo. It probably still is somewhere. 2/2 for 3 mana. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. We don't have to look at the backside. It doesn't matter. And if you have infinite mana, you can just dump your entire deck onto the battlefield. Oh, sorry. Dump all your creatures onto the battlefield. Damon, you want... Is this just what the card we just looked at? Oh, do you want the other loot? Loot. Exuberant Explorer. We got 2 loot. 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 It's in the name. You get it? Okay, 3 mana for a 1/4. You may play additional lands on each of your turns. So it might be a looter. It also is literally an explorer. There's a lot of puns in this card. A lot of callbacks. 6 mana, tap. Look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature card with mana value less than or equal to the number of lands you control from among them and put it onto the battlefield. That's insane! Put the rest on the bottom in random order. You could do it at instant speed. It's not even sorcery. Just pass the turn. Let people attack. Let's take a look at the top 6 cards of my deck. Let's see what I want to put in over here. Ooh, Dragon's Rage Channeler. Probably the most... It's so busted. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you surveil 1. And then if you have Delirium, it gets +2/+2 in flying. It's so busted, they watered it down on Arena. What does it do on Arena? Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, surveil 1. As long as there are 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard, it gets +2/+0 and has flying. It attacks each combat if able. So instead of being a 3/3, it becomes a 3/1. That's how strong Strong stuff. Benjamin, Doom Whisperer. 5 mana for a 6/6. It's got flying, it's got trample. You also have to pay 2 life. You also have to surveil too. Oh, pay 2 life to surveil. That's a lot of damage.
No, God, please, no.
So after what? I could pay 10 life. Sorry, I can pay 8. I can pay 18 life to surveil. Well, it goes deep, I guess. No, you surveil twice. So 18 life, surveil 18. That does work, though. Hermit Druid is the king of digging through library. There's combos that can win the game. Hermit Druid. A classic. Yeah, that's why it's stone cold banned in Legacy. Pay a green, reveal cards on the top of your library until you reveal a basic land card. And put that card into your hand, and all the other cards revealed this way into your graveyard. I think, spoiler alert, there's no creatures... Sorry, there's no lands in the deck. Or is there lands? I forget how this combo works. Honestly, it's always been banned ever since I ever played this game. We did Doom Whisperer, Hexenort, Ian, Malcolm, the Chaotician. 3 mana for a 2/2. Whenever a player draws their second card each turn, that player exiles the top card of their library, and then during each player's turn, that player may cast a spell from among the cards they don't own, exiled with Ian Malcolm. Chaotician and mana of any type can be spent to cast it. So this is grinding for value in the opponent's deck. Next we've got Will Anderson. Pre-Steel Paladin. Oh, Pure Steel Paladin. Pure Steel Paladin. Oh yeah, the equipment card. 2 mana for a 2/2. Whenever an equipment enters the battlefield under your control, you get to draw a card. ML Craft. Equipment you control have equip 0 as long as you control 3 or more artifacts. Hell, who cares about the metal craft? I just want the value. I just want the card draw. Next up, we got J Hogue, also with another super chat. Nadu the Innocent. I don't think there's such a card. There's only one Nadu. With the fakest line of text, creatures you control have whenever this creature becomes the target of a spell or ability, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a land card, put it onto the battlefield. Otherwise, put it into your hand. It only triggers twice each turn. Only. They lied. What an absolute lie. Maybe that should be a show. The greatest lies in Magic the Gathering cards or the card design. The Clone Crafter. Ooh, it's an arena card. 2 mana for a 1/2. ETB. Conjure a duplicate of a random creature card from an opponent's library into your hand. It perpetually gains. You may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to cast the spell. It literally doesn't dig through the library. Disqualified. Okay, we're gonna look at more cards that dig for value because we all love value. And that's why I'm recommending you FusionGamingOnline.com. This is where I buy my Magic the Gathering cards, the finest in Canada. They ship internationally, though. So it doesn't matter if you're from Europe or America, you can get your cards from FusionGamingOnline.com. Unfortunately, our postal service is on strike, so you might have to wait a while. But that's okay. Probably by the time you're watching this, they figured it out already. You can get singles and sealed products. Although the sealed product only ships in Canada. But singles ship everywhere. And don't forget to use coupon code Nikachu at checkout for 5% off all your purchases, and it supports the channel. We're also going to thank Mana Traders, the premier place to rent Magic cards online for the digital client Magic Online. Play Pauper, Vintage, Legacy, Modern, Standard. I'm playing some Standard right now. And I don't have to worry about my cards cycling away because I'm just sending them back to Mana Traders. You can support the channel using my Mana Traders link in the description below or save 40% cash back on your 3rd month subscription using coupon code Nikachu_X1A. And back to our regularly scheduled program. It still doesn't even, it's basically, it's just creating it's not digging for value, just getting a creature. You're not literally taking a card from their deck. At the very least, if you took a card from their deck, I would understand. Just a random mage with Joda. Save the show, just a random mage. You must save the show. Okay, the unifier. Okay, we got for Wooberg a 5/5. Legends you control get +X/+X, where X is the number of legends you control. Whenever you cast a legendary spell from your hand, exile cards on the top of your library until you exile a legendary non-land card with lesser mana value. How many times we got to make Cascade around here? You may cast that card without paying its mana cost. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. You save the show! Just a random mage. You're back. We're getting back on track. I'm surprised. How many times did they reinvent Cascade? You know, I mean, I wasn't even familiar with this mechanic. I mean, even though it's not really a mechanic. Cascade is just not something... You don't have to touch that mechanic anymore. It's over. Dracoli with Treasure Hunt. Reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a non-land card and put all cards revealed this way into your hand. You gotta get digging for them lands. I remember the cheesy... I liked playing them too. The cheesy Thassa's Oracle decks with Treasure Hunt. You put like 3 Treasures Hunt, 1 Thassa's Oracle, and basically you Treasure Hunt into like Thassa's Oracle. You have to like mulligan down to Treasure Hunt. Oh yeah, it's not a creature. Do I have a bingo? Are we too late for a bingo card here? I just forgot. Like there's like I have like a generic bingo card. We got a generic bingo card here. Let's use it. What am I doing? I forgot about the bingo. Bingo, bongo, bango. Ooh, these shows don't do very well with the bingo. Because I have to make it really small. Very small bingo card. Okay, how much did we get? We have... Didn't hit the scream sound effect. Why is this not a real card? Oh, do you know what? That alchemy card wasn't a real card. Definitely. We've rejected 2 suggestions so far. So yeah, there's been a lot of value cards today. Okay, that's good enough for now. Okay, copyright with Grozeth. Okay, this is a creature. It's a Leviathan. It's big. It's 9 mana for a 9/9. It's got Defender. Why do they give us such a big creature that can't even attack? When Grozeth comes into play, you may search your library for any number of cards that have converted mana cost 9, reveal them, and put them into your hand. If you do, shuffle your library. It's like a big card draw spell. 4 mana. It loses Defender until end of turn. You can also transmute it, so it's also a tutor by itself as well. Let's go with Risen Reef from Pedgeman. I lost to this card the other day. 3 mana for a 1/1. Whenever Risen Reef or another elemental enters the battlefield, you can look at the top card of your library. Now, if it's a land card, you may put it onto the battlefield tab. Now, if you don't put the card on the battlefield, you just directly put it back into your hand. This is like Nadu. I just realized it's Nadu for elementals. That's how strong this card is. The only difference is it's got small butt, very, very small butt in comparison. Apex Devastator. Now we're getting the Cascade cards out. The Funny Hydra and a donation to chat. Thanks so much, Steve Cooper. 10 mana for a 10/10 with Cascade, 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 Cascade. Does that hit something on the bingo card? Well, it doesn't hit danger. It's very expensive. Okay, the super chat. We're going to donate to David Hauer with Desmond Miles. By the way, if anyone new to the show doesn't know what NCY means, it means no card yet. You didn't even get 1 card on the show yet. Okay, 2 mana for a 1/3 human assassin. Menace gets +1/+0 for each other assassin you control and each assassin card in your graveyard. Whenever Desmond Miles deals combat damage to a player, surveil X, where X is the amount of damage it dealt to that player. Get them assassins in the graveyard. The assassins, they look out for each other, which is really weird. I don't know. I would feel nervous being friends with other assassins. You piss them off one night, you might not sleep very well. The Death of a Bachelor. Oh, we got Marina Vendrell. Bingo alert. Chat corrected you for some non-cre- Oh, yeah. Tons. Yeah, chat. Well, chat was very right today. Yeah, it's corrected me big time. Okay, Wooberg for 3-5. When Marina Vendrell enters, reveal the top 7 cards of your library. Put all enchantment cards from among them into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Tap, lock, or unlock a door of target room you control. Activate only as a sorcery. Man, they had to really hope that the doors were good. Otherwise, this card is like really awkward. I mean, at least you get the ETB. I mean, this is just, you know, the sugar on, was it the icing on the cake? I mean, you really play, it's basically a 3-5 for 5. You ETB and you get to look for enchantments, right? Next up, old boy with Angel of Suffering. Suffering you will. 5 mana for a 5/3. Nightmare Angel. If damage would be dealt to you, prevent that damage and mill twice that many cards. Damage would be dealt to prevent that damage. Oh, you actually can convert damage into, like, cards with this thing. Or at least, you know, value out of your graveyard. Just gotta make sure you use the graveyard. That's interesting. Not standard legal, though. Yeah, Capenna just cycled out, though. Evan with Durnan of the Yawning Portal. 4 mana for a 3/3. When Durnan attacks, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may exile a creature card from among them. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. For as long as that card remains exiled, you may cast it. That spell has Undaunted. It costs 1 less for each opponent. Okay, and then you get to choose a background. This is from some sort of intellectual property, right? Like, this doesn't even look like a Magic card. The art is too... Where did it come from? Battle for Baldur's Gate? That's a game, right, or something, right? I'm so out of touch with what's going on. I'm spending too much time trying to catch up to Gen Zers and Gen Alpha. I can't keep up with what's going on even in my own generation. Next up, it's it's a Dungeons and Dragons thing. Again, it's outside of my world. Bell with Vivian's Grizzly. I played in Pauper. For 3 mana for a 2/3. It's a bear spirit. So you killed the bear, but it's back. 4 mana. Look at the top card of your library. If it's a creature or planeswalker card, you may reveal it and put it into your hand. If you don't put the card into your hand, put it on the bottom of your library. We got Callie of the Vast with Fearja. Judge of Valor. There's a few Fearja cards. 5 mana for a 2/4 Angel Cleric with Flying and Lifelink. Now, whenever you cast your second spell each turn, look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put 1 of them into your hand. Oh, and the rest into your graveyard. It's super brainstorm. Anything that fills your graveyard basically fills your strategy. Sean with Elvish Mariner. You mean it's near the sea? It is. Oh, it's Lord of the Rings. 3 mana for a 3/2. Whenever Elvish Mariner attacks, you get to scry 1. Set sails! And then whenever you scry, tap up to X, target non-land permanents, where X is the number of cards looked at while scrying this way. Wow! So if you play any other scrying cards, even scrying lands, I'm going to tap that down. I'm going to tap that down. I'm going to tap you down. The Forgotten Realms setting was first published in 1987. Yeah, it's old. Old stuff. Sager hand... What? Sager! With Yidris, Maelstrom, Wielder. Did we look at that one? Yidris. Oh, we didn't. Thank you very much for your super chat. Okay, we got for 4 mana, 5/4. It's got Trample. It's an Ogre Wizard. When it deals combat damage to a player, as you cast spells from your hand this turn, they gain Cascade. As you cast any spells? I'll tell you what. It danger enough that we can get it on here. Turning any spell into Cascade. That's crazy. Oh, we had a few buzz before looking too, because I had to disqualify. We had to disqualify so many cards today. Crazy. We did Resin Reef. You were there, David. You're probably behind on the show. Okay, who has no card yet? Maybe Kerfuff. Smeagol, help. Full guide. Smeagol. 3 mana for a 4/2. Wow, he's so powerful. You know, all that eating fish in the middle of a cave in the middle of nowhere? It's basically effectively the same thing as working out. At the beginning, I mean, he does jump a lot of goblins here and there, so, I mean, he has to carry the bodies back. Maybe he's more fit than I think. At the beginning of your end step, if a creature died under your control this turn, the ring tempts you. Whenever the ring tempts you, target opponent reveals cards on the top of their library until they reveal a land card. Put that card onto the battlefield, tapped and under your control, and the rest into their graveyard. Just make sure you don't fuel their graveyard for their what's it called? Their purposes, their plans. See you later, Belle. Enjoy your weekend. Concur with Dinglebag suggestion. Where's Dinglebag? Kalia. Zenith Seeker. 3 mana for a 3/3 Flying Vigilance. ETB. Look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may reveal an angel card, a demon card, and a dragon card from among them, and put them into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Wow, Kalia seeking the big stuff. Not afraid. Gavin with Bilbo. Bilbo Baggins. Bilbo, sorry, I don't know. Bilbo birthday celebrant, you said? It's your birthday, Bilbo. It's a big cake you have over there. And you're just a very small little hobbit. 3 mana for a 2. But there's always room for dessert, right, hobbits? All right, there's a 3 mana 2/3. If you would gain life, you gain that much life +1 instead. And for 5 mana, tap Exile Bilbo Birthday Celebrant. Search your library for any number of creature cards. Put them onto the battlefield. Then shuffle. Do I even count this? Because it's basically a tutor. Search your library for anything. I gotta disqualify this. It's basically a super tutor, right? Except you look through your entire deck and put it onto the battlefield. It's not really digging. He owns the entire mine. He owns the whole mountain. We didn't get a card yet, less than. Laughing Jasper Flint. Three mana for a 4/3. Creatures you control but don't own are mercenaries. At the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top X cards of target opponent's library. Well, there's a lot of cards that actually swipe stuff from your opponent, where X is the number of outlaws you control, and until end of turn, you may cast spells from among those cards, and mana of any type can be spent to cast it. We got Trisaru, Starving Revenant. Starving. Only one card in Magic Gathering called Starving something. Okay, 4 mana. Spirit Horror. It's a 4/4. ETB Surveil 2. Then for each card you put on the top of your library, you draw a card, and you lose 3 life. What? For each card you put on top of your library. Oh, okay. So we can put them. If we put them in the we can put them in the graveyard. But if we keep it on top, we can cash that in. It's just gonna lose a little life. That's all. You gotta pay a little. Gotta spend life to get life. And descend 8. Whenever you draw a card, if there are 8 or more permanent cards in your graveyard, target opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Teamer, Tainted Pact. This is a tutor. Way too tutor-like. Remove the top card. You may remove the top card of your library from the game. You may put that card into your hand unless it has the same name as another card removed this way. It's basically a tutor. Who has nothing yet? Leveler is... It's funny. I think it was Steve... Somebody asked me at the beginning, does Leveler count? And I said no. Leveler is not going to count. I guess we gotta go to no 2 cards yet at this point. Benjamin, with Elrond. A lot of value in Lord of the Rings. Which one? Lord of Rivendell. 3 mana for a not a creature. Leveler or oh, Taden Pact. Yeah, Taden Pact loses on both fronts. I don't know, you know, the title, it's not complicated. It's honestly, it's not that complicated. 3/2. Whenever Elrond, Lord of Rivendell, or another creature enters the battlefield under your control, we get to scry 1. If this is the second time this ability has resolved this turn, the ring tempts you. The One Ring. You should have the One Ring in play to make this work. That was a missed opportunity. Okay, old boy wants Flubs. Flubs the Fool. That's a new one. Okay, 3 mana for a 0/5. You may play an additional land on each of your turns. Whenever you play a land or cast a spell, draw a card. If you have no cards in hand. Otherwise, discard a card. Atraxa? You get a 0 for originality, but I will say that does qualify. Flying Vigilant, Death Touch, Lifelink, just stupid amount of stuff. ETB, look at the top 10 cards for each card type. Put it into your hand. It's a lot of cards. But Nikachu, sometimes you also count non-creatures. I'm an idiot too! You gotta disqualify me! You disqualify. There was a space on here for disqualifying me. You know, chat saves or corrects Nikachu. It's right there. It's right there. Oh, Steve Cooper donated. We also heard the music. We did all that. Okay, what else are we missing here? It's a pretty lazy day on the bingo card. Where's our bingo alert, people? Are they just not in the house today? I guess they just didn't know that we're going to have a bingo card today. If they knew we would have a bingo card, they'd be here. Yeah, Nikachu card reader. It'd be very expensive for a very crappy ability. Elgot Panglacial Shinobi? Glacial Shinobi. That doesn't even sound like a real card. Okay, I was right. Okay, 3 mana for a 1/3 Worm Ninja. Library Ninjutsu. Shuffle an unblocked attacker you control into its owner's library. Put this card onto the battlefield from your library. From the library? Tap and attacking. Activate only while searching your library. It's basically like Panglacial Worm. Okay, Ryan with Sultai Soothsayer. Is this like a play on the actual Soothsayer? 5 mana for a 2/5. When it enters the battlefield, look at the top 4 cards of your library. Put one of them into your hand and the rest into your graveyard. Just like a good little Sultai card. Draw cards and basically dump the rest into the graveyard. Pingu alert, we did this. Well, I didn't look it up, though. Where's the we did this already? No, we have. Oh, no, we actually had that one. I accidentally thought that we had done one, but I looked it up and it wasn't. And then where's we did this already? Sniped. Wait, I can't find. Nikachu finds wrong card. Happens all the time. I don't know. Okay, I can't see it. There we go. There's a blue artifact equipment that digs on attack for X damage and puts a permanent onto the field. Tron's trying to figure out what is this blue artifact equipment. But yeah, but it has to be a creature. It can be an artifact creature though. Rough 1/1. Vizier of Tumbling Sands. Why? Because it can cycle? One specific solitaire deck? When you cycle Vizier of Tumbling Sands, untap target permanent, untap another. It doesn't actually dig. Oh no, it can cycle though. Okay, you got me on the cycle. It's one of the crappier digging for value cards. You literally have to spend mana to get that value. Faces Fan Forever with Italy Primal Storm. Does this dig for value? 6 mana. This is a cheap Italy for a 6/6. Attacks, exile the top card of each player's library, and then you may cast any number of spells from among those cards without paying their mana costs. Death of Bachelor wants a second card with Nira, Wild Mage. Is that the gambling card? Oh no, it's not. Okay. I guess it's a different wild maze. They're wild out there. 6 mana for a 2/7. Human Elf Shaman. Whenever you cast a spell, you may put it on the bottom of its owner's library. If you do, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a non-land card. You may cast that card without paying its mana cost. Then put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. This ability triggers only once each turn. Oh yeah, so you just don't keep triggering over and over and over and over again. Cascade for... What is this like? It's like... I don't know. The second last sentence was updated to clarify what happened with revealed cards that weren't cast. Oh, they made a typo. They made a boo-boo when making this card. Okay, Coffee Crew, look it out for each other. For the space at the bottom of Dono to chat. Okay, cool. We got 3! And also that counts for a bingo. Where is that? Coffee... The Snipe Super Chat. That's not something we want to encourage here. Coffee Crew looking out for each other. Boom. 3 donations. Positron with Militia Bugler? Militia. Oh, it's the Bugler. I thought for the longest time, I thought this card was Burglar, and I could never find it on Scryfall or any site, frankly. Not realizing it's actually Bugler. Holds a bugle in hand. 2/3 with Vigilance. ETB. Look at the top 4 cards of your library, and you can reveal a creature card with power 2 or less from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. It made sense to me that it, like, burglarized and found, I don't know, other creatures. Maybe that doesn't make any sense. Sounds very heinous. Okay, we got Pyren Kier with Rumor. Gatherer. This is a 3-mana 2/1 elf wizard with Alliance. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, scry 1. Now, if this is the second time this ability has resolved this turn, you get to draw a card instead. So you get to scry 1, then you draw it. Excellently planned. That's a bingo there. Admits, can't read Bugler. No, that was the past. This is the present. Pedgeman wants a second card. We did Golos. We didn't do this Gishath, Sun's Avatar. It's a big dino. 8 mana for a 7/6. Vigilant, Trample, and Haste. Deals combat damage to a player. Reveal that many cards from the top of your library. Put any number of dinosaur creatures from among them onto the battlefield and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. If you didn't win this turn, you will next turn. Unless they kill you immediately. I wouldn't blame them. Wandering picked. Arjun the Shifting Flame. We haven't done that one yet. A 6 mana 5/5 Sphinx Wizard. What's stronger, dragons or sphinxes? They're both flying, and they're both big. Whenever you cast a spell, put the cards in your hand on the bottom of your library in any order, then draw that many cards. What? What is this, like a one-sided windfall? I cast card. Put the cards. Yeah, I put all cards on the bottom. But that also means I can only play like one spell in my hand per time. Isn't the whole show today? That's value. That is true. Everything is value today. 100%. And this one also digs. Actually, I really like this suggestion. This is very on theme. I might even make that the thumbnail. What do we got here? Summer Mermaid Star with Ryan Sinclair. I've gotten Soul Rings off this guy, and that's value. 3 mana 2/2. Attacks, exile cards on the top of your library until you exile a non-land card. You may cast the exile card without paying its mana cost. If its mana value is less than or equal to Ryan's power. That's Soul Ring. Put the exile cards not cast this way on the bottom of your library in a random order. And also Doctor's Companion. David Sampson with Underrealm Leech. Sounds like Leech should be a card type or something. The 5 mana for 4/3 Zombie Elf Shaman. If you would draw a card, instead look at the top 3 cards of your library, then put one into your hand and the rest into your graveyard. Pay 4 life. It gains indestructible until end of turn, and then you have to tap it. What, it came from the Guilds of Ravnica? Interesting. If you would draw a card, instead look at the top 3 cards of your library. It's like a super ponder. Okay, who doesn't? No card yet for Anna. Are there any cards with Cascader? Yeah, absolutely. Bloodbraid. Yeah, sure, we go with Bloodbraid Elf. It's more random than anything. 4 mana, 3/2 haste. That's what about? Do you like? I want to say. I'm trying to pick the one that people know less. I want to say no one knows what Bloodbraid Elf does these days. The kids, they don't know what the power of Bloodbraid Elf. They might know the Appraiser. No 2 cards yet? Just find your super chat. What was your super chat? Oh, you just made a super chat. So sorry about that, Teamer. You had a super chat all along. Sorry about the other card. Talus. Researcher. I didn't notice your super chat. 5 mana for a 1/1. We tap, draw a card. Activate this ability only during your turn before attackers are declared. So dangerous. 5 mana, 1/1. It can draw a whole card. I got an answer to my question earlier. Can Sphinxes breathe fire? I guess not. I guess the dragons, they have range. You just gotta fight back with water, I guess. A super soaker. Okay, talking about Sphinxes, the death of a bachelor, we got Dazzling Sphinx. 5 mana, 4/5 flyer. When it deals combat damage to a player, that player exiles cards from the top of their library until they exile an instant or sorcery card. You may cast that card without paying its mana cost. Then that player puts the exiled cards that weren't cast this way on the bottom of their library in a random order. I like these cards. Okay, I don't know if Christopher B got a second card. Clifftop Lookout. Clifftop. That doesn't even sound like a creature. Okay, it is a creature. It's a frog, too, of all things. 3 mana, 1/2 with reach. I find it weird that cards like this have reach. I mean, he's literally just on the top of some sort of mountain or tree. I don't know if he can block flyers all that better than someone on the ground. Anyway, reveal cards on the top of your library until you reveal a land card. Put that card onto the battlefield tapped and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Everyone's out to get 2 cards now. You didn't get a second card yet, Evan? Glarb. Calamity's Augur. I'd say the deeper we get into the show, the better the cards get. 3 mana for a 2/4. Frog Wizard Noble. Do we have a 5 creature type thing? We do on all the other bingo cards. Pray to NRG God. RNG God. She doesn't get snipe super chat. Wait half hour wait for homies. The hell does that mean? This is a weird bingo card for Ginka. I think this was made by for Ginka. Okay, looking back at this card, Death Touch. You may look at the top card of your library anytime. You may play land cards and also cast spells from the top with mana value 4 or greater from the top of your library. Hey, as a frog, you can probably hop up and swat at flies. Oh, flyers. Yeah, you know what? That's true. Or the tongue just extends to snipe and pick them off. Like food. Have we done Smuggler's Copter? Copter is technically not a creature. It's technically an artifact. Bingo alert. Chat is wrong. Lots of incorrect suggestions. I guess. Where's chat is wrong? Can't find this damn thing. I'm not used to this one. Oh, there we go. All right. We got it. It's part-time creature. You're talking about Smuggler's Copter. You skipped the last part on Glarb. Survey. Oh, you can surveil too. Glarb does it all. Glarb is big time on value. Damon. Prime. Oh my god, Prime Speaker Zagana. Very, very fancy merfolk for 6 mana. It's a 1/1. Enters the battlefield with X 1/1 counters on it, where X is the greatest power among other creatures you control. And when it enters the battlefield, draw cards equal to its power. I think that's a great way to end the show. Well, we got through it. We got through it, folks. Somehow, some way. It was good actually once it started rolling. What a funny show this was. Okay, if you want to be part of the show, gotta be here at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Be there or be square. Thanks to everyone who supports the show. If you're a patron on Patreon, a member on YouTube, or you super chat to be part of the show, or even super chat so other people are part of the show. And of course, thank you so much, Coffee Crew, for being here today. People like Hexenort, Anna, Steve Cooper, Summer Mermaid Star, Teamer Abso, Old Boy, Little Dead Fly, Kano Kalia, Pabno, Christopher B, Jesus, David. I think I got Pacers and Evan, because you guys are the show. So as usual, my Coffee Crew, keep bringing up them coffees, and we're gonna keep bringing up the magic, of course. And as usual, take care, and I'll see you at the next cup.